Welcome back, learners. In this another session of strategic management, I am going to continue some of the external analysis tool, and that is step or pastel analysis. So in this lecture, we are going to learn about pastel analysis, why it is done, when it is suitable to done, and how it helps the organizations to have a bird's view over their external environment in which they are conducting their business. Yes, as we have seen, there are some external factors for the businesses which impact directly or indirectly on their business activities and demands in future. So every business is supposed to have the idea of these factors and change its business activities according to these, because these are external factors. That means they are not in control of company, and that is why external analysis becomes extremely important for each and every organization, whether it is small or big. Even a competitor like a software developer will have to look for his competitors and keep an eye on them, because if the customer is not coming to him, they will go to other options, and these options have to be always tracked by the organizations. So let us see what pastel consists of. It consists of 6 factors: political, economical, socio-cultural, legal, environmental and technological. According to the suitability, the organizations can add on some factors or just restrict these factors to their needs. So there is step analysis also, there is paced analysis also. Some of them I have written here, that is step analysis. Steeple you can see where is social, technical, environmental, economical, as well as there is third E, that is ethical. Sometimes those factors have to be considered, and D is for demographic. So according long pace also is there, where is local, national and global factors or markets are considered. So these factors have to be considered and studied. What there is, what lies in there, and how it impacts the futures or the company's business. The business may be integrated, or it can be the suppliers who are supplying the products or raw materials to the company. It may be up to the customers and post-sales services. So political factors will consider the governmental laws, how the government is, which government is in power, what are the bureaucracy scenarios in that company or in that market. We are talking about the market. See, external environment can be a country specific, it can be a segment specific, or it can be a market specific. So, what are the tax policies there where you are about to do your business? Then, how the corruption levels are, what are the regulation norms, export-import policies or restrictions, there are customs law. So, the political scenario also impacts the businesses in a way that whether they are allowing the ease of businesses through their regulations and policies, what are the different laws they are following and they are trying to promote and impact. So, trade agreements are one of the factors which are government driven and the government prefers. So, what is there any business freedom for business? All these factors will be of governmental or political factors which impacts the businesses. Economical factors to be considered. Okay, political factors, we can have latest examples like US-Mexico conflict is going on, where Trump government is trying to build the wall between Mexico and US borders so that to restrict the unauthorized entries of the migrants. So that will be purely a political decision. So India-China, we all know that yes, Indian government has banned many apps recently. Also, there is a promotion of Indian products over Chinese products. So this is just a political situation, but what impact it is creating? Yes, there will be many opportunities for the Indian app developers who are already doing that. So when the PUBG is being banned, or if we are banning certain other apps from China, those apps are still in demand. So those demand can be fulfilled by creating new apps. These apps will be generated by Indian people. So there is a scope. So what this pestle analysis is about, let me again go back and tell you, this pestle analysis is a macro analysis tool. So every business will analyze its situation from a bird's eye view, and this helps to identify the opportunities and threats for the business. It also helps to identify the trends and risk for the business. Now these trends, whatever there is in trend, it is creating an opportunity for the business, so it is related that how. And if there are risks, those risks are creating the threats for the businesses. Then see, there is a correlation, and that's why the pestle analysis helps to identify these. And if these are identified ones, it is the manager's decision to take necessary steps to make certain adjustments in their strategies or change the strategies accordingly. So this is how helps. So you will ask, what after identifying these factors? So these factors help the managers to take decisions accordingly. And that is what, and the right decision at the right time will help the business to materialize the opportunities. So economical factors are always associated with what is the gross domestic product of the country, then what is the growth rate and inflation in which the businesses have to be conducted, what are the interest rates, exchange rates with which the businesses to be done, what are the FDI policies allowed by the government, what are the labor costs, employment trends, disposable incomes are also there. So a disposable income will tell the business organization that whosoever its prospective customer is, what kind of income portfolio it is having to be expended on its products. Okay, so state of the economy, how the stock markets are, how the stock markets are reacting. So these all factors will be considered by the business organization. Remember once again that those factors who are having direct or indirect impact, those will be given preferences accordingly, right? So not all of them will be applicable for particular organization, but these many things come up under this label. That's why I have covered all of them here. Socio-cultural factors will be considered. What is socio-cultural factors? So if a company wants to sell, let's take an example, it wants to sell the softwares in the country, but that country's people are not that tech savvy, those will not be sellable there. Fine. So it has to take an overview that what is the lifestyle of those people, what kind of career options or career preferences are there, are they health conscious? So health conscious, if that society in large is health conscious, then probably the products into health line or fitness products and services will be more in demand. So that demand can be generated and the products can be sold out there. So there is a huge opportunity. So what is the belief system of people? What are the cultural values they are following? These are also considered. What are the trends, religions, what is the attitude of those people towards work, towards leisure, towards savings, towards investments. US people save less and they spend more. They again and again earn. There is a trend. Many of their properties are on debt and the spendings are more. Wherein if you come to India, the Indian people are having the habits of saving more and spending less and making more adjustments. So this is one of the peculiarity of that particular society, which is giving a chance to create suitable products. So saving, investment, population, how the population growth rate is there. The growing population countries always indicate that there is a bottom of the pyramid for every company's product available. So these are socio-cultural factors, technological factors. The companies who are into tech businesses, they will observe these technological preferences or savviness of that particular segment, market or country or the region wherever they are planning to sell their businesses. Sometimes they are not planning, but there is a huge potential for those products that can be sold in that segment. So they will definitely enter after analyzing all this situation. So basic infrastructure availability is there or not for the technology how the government is giving credit or weightage to the technology. This example, I will put one example here, Bhutan, which is the world's happiest country. Okay, so that is also only one country which do not create or generate any pollution but absorbs the pollution. So their belief system is completely different. They are having ideologies and philosophies which more promote on human values and less of technology. They use only technology which is very much essential and necessary for them. So in the Bhutan, there is no preferences for luxurious items. So any company who is planning to sell luxurious items, that will have less opportunities in Bhutan. Okay, and vice versa. So in India, where the people are more, if you remember the Maslow's hierarchy, where the social security needs, so social needs are more important for Indian people, and they strive to achieve them or fulfill them by taking some risk. Those risks can be financial risks, even those are emotional risks they take, and they go for fulfilling those needs. So the products who are satisfying those needs will be more in demand there, and that is why this picture is telling those opportunities available. So infrastructure, what is the communication infrastructure available? Now Reliance is coming up with 5G and 6G. Yes, we do need to ask ourselves whether that needed is not, but the way it is creating demand and creating the whole picture for it, definitely people will go for 5G and 6G. So the company, if Reliance does a pestle analysis, it will definitely have this area giving its more green signals. So there came Spectral, there is a Digital India movement going on. So Digital India movement related, all the products and services will be in boom, and the companies can take the advantage of this. So there are education projects, infrastructure projects, there are also the tie-ups with private institutions or government institutions with the government, and they are upcoming with some online courses. So this is one of the examples I have taken, how the technological factors can give you an overview. Now let us come to environmental factors, wherein some antitrust laws in those areas, discrimination laws or consumer protection laws, how health and safety laws are being followed, what are the employment laws, intellectual property rights, custom laws, trade laws. These also tell much of it. Custom laws also impact the export and import of the businesses. So these factors are considered, and the last factors are legal factors, wherein geographical situations are in environmental factors geographical situations are considered, whereas in legalities we consider what are the laws for pollution, climate change, whether the country is signatory. If it is signatory, then there will be a boost or some upliftment for the environment related projects and infrastructure facilities. So there the companies find the prospective customers or demand for their product. Then there are attitudes toward fulfilling the sustainable development goals laid down by the UN. So if that is so, then the projects related to those will be coming up. But what is the awareness, attitude and acceptance of those people towards the laws? What are the environmental safety and renewable energy projects, whether they are there or not? So these, I have tried to count some of the factors coming under these labels and how the companies can have a bird's eye view. So for you can also do this practice if you want to do a small business, or if you do not plan it but you want to learn. Take any company and any industry and do a pestle analysis. What after that? That is, you can have a matrix and just put some green or color labels, colors on those preferences, and you will come to know what is the situation, whether it suits to your product or services, or whether it is indicating a high potential or low potential for the goods and services to be sold in that market. So this is how the companies do a pestle analysis. Friends, Although it seems very simple on the board, it is not so simple for the companies. They have to do this on a continuous basis. Can you imagine the pandemic scenario where everything has changed for the businesses? This might not help, or this might have to be done in a day or two, and then quickly analyze what is the next step they have to take in this scenario, and what also be the post-pandemic situations for them. So these are the flexible models and flexible analysis to be done on a frequent basis. So keep learning and keep watching until I bring you the next management lesson. Thank you.